In this video, I'm going to show you how to pitch your online coaching offer a million times better so you can get more coaching clients, actually grow, and actually scale. I'm Jeremy. I help online coaches scale their businesses and solve their lead problems by ripping ads and plugging in team members such as setters, closers, etc. to help them actually scale up while removing yourself from the business. Let's get straight into it. So I actually explained this on one of my coaching calls with my clients today. And I'm going to kind of break down exactly what we covered so that way you can apply this to your coaching business and get very similar results. And I'll show you some of the results after if you stick around later. I'll show you exactly what I mean. I know I don't really document too much on the channel, too much about like client results and whatnot. I more so do that on Instagram. So if you don't follow me already, do that on Instagram, Jeremy_Pogue, link in the bio or description down below. But let's get into it. So on the sales call, let's get this nice black. So on a sales call, what we're going to do is map out kind of like how a sales call goes, right? First part is like you build rapport and then dig into point A, kind of do your discovery, right? Where are you at? What are your pains? What are your problems? What's happening, right? And then point B, where do you want to get to? Cool. Why can't you get there by yourself? Awesome. Definitely think I can help you out. Would you like me to give you a bit of a rundown on what that would look like? This is what we're going to cover today, the offer. So this is kind of before any questions come up and then before objections and then the price as well. And keep in mind, you can kind of use this if you don't come out swinging. Like if you're already closing over 30 or 40% right now, like don't really change the style. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But this can actually help answer questions better and eliminate objections a lot better too. So keep in mind, it's still applicable to that. So let's get into it. So with your offer, when you're pitching it, a lot of people pitch it very poorly and the prospects have a lot of questions about it. There's a lot of blank spaces and a lot of missing pieces of the puzzle. So here's how to fix that. And what we're going to do is we're going to introduce the concept of your client journey, your customer journey, right? So what the hell happens when they pay you money? That's what's going on in their mind. Okay. If I pay Jeremy thousands of dollars to help me scale my coaching business, what are we doing? What am I getting? What's it going to look like? Right? So that's what I'm going to help you kind of see in this video. So that way you can come up with your own to help pitch your prospects and really just dial in your sales process. I used to be a closer for a while. I've sold over $1 million of online coaching and like just a few days ago had like a record day and I used this. So that's why we're doing this right now. So anyways, what we're going to do is I get to my offer. Cool. Here's what we're going to do. Now, I want to map it out for them very clearly. So that way, every single step of the way, they know what to expect. This is still on the sales call. So like, they're probably just wondering, okay, Jeremy, everything sounds cool, but like, what do I get? What's it going to look like? How are we going to work together? Like, what are we going to actually be doing? So this kind of answers that question. And for a more sophisticated audience, if you're doing B2B and stuff like that, this is really good because they're used to sales calls. And especially if they're a visual learner like I am, this helps big time. So how I would present my offer is either just very clearly like, all right, step one, we're going to dial in like your offer positioning, your messaging, stuff like that to make sure that you stand out from the crowd, differentiate yourself. And that way, like position you as a new opportunity instead of just an improvement offer. That way people will see your offer and they're like, I fucking need that. Instead of just like, that would be nice to have. Right. So that's kind of the first place we'll start. Next up is we will launch some ads, start getting inbound leads coming to you every single day. So that way you don't have to send a single cold DM ever again in your entire life. And you'll just have people coming to you every single day who already see you as an expert and an authority who can help solve their problem. And then from there, obviously we got to convert them. So then we will help you build a team, plug a setter in there. So that way you don't even have to be in your DMs at all. You just show up to calls on your calendar, close them, sign them up, coach your clients. Life is good. You're making more money than you've ever made, working much less. Like I literally work like 4 or 5 hours a day max right now, which is kind of crazy to say. I'm making like 5 times more than I've ever made in my entire life. Like it's crazy. Like it's nuts. But that's what like an ads and a deadly combo of just ads and a setter can do. And like, yeah, it's disgusting. But anyways, so that's how a lot of people pitch their offer. I've sold well over $1 million just by doing that and not sharing my screen or anything. Just saying that verbally to a prospect over the phone or like through Zoom, right? However, if it's a visual learner, maybe you start with that. And then if they still kind of ask the question of like, okay, that sounds great, but like, what's it going to look like? How are we going to work together? Stuff like that. So you can either use this after you present the offer. And if they have a question or you sense that there's some sort of uncertainty, there's some sort of missing piece that doesn't really make sense, and like they're still trying to grasp the whole concept of it, then you can use this. So it's just a different way of explaining the offer. But what I would do is I would literally pull up Zoom, or like on Zoom, I would pull up the whiteboard, be like, hey man, do you mind if I just share my screen with you and like pull up the whiteboard and just kind of draw it out for you? I think it'll help answer that question, or just make it a lot easier for you to kind of like understand it. Like, yeah, like cool. And then you do this, right? So it's like for the first like week or so, like 1 to 2 weeks, we're going to be dialing your offer. So what this means is we're going to be working on like your positioning, your messaging, and making sure that like you stand out from the crowd and we really just differentiate yourself from everybody else. So what this is going to do is it's going to help you really just go from like kind of how I explained it before, like up here. I won't get into that, right? But you kind of just like talk about like the features. Here's what we're going to do, but then the benefits as well, right? Having a dialed in offer is going to make your ads insanely more profitable, and you're going to make way more sales. Your marketing is going to get way better results too, because you're going to be seen as something completely different from everybody else, right? So once we do that, the offer's dialed in. Typically it takes about a week or so, give or take. A lot of the times we can do that a lot sooner. Literally just like one call with me on our onboarding call, we're good to go. And then from there, we dive into marketing, right? So here we launch the ads. So we're going to script them out together. And then that way, you know exactly what to say, what style, and then here's how to record them, get them edited, stuff like that. And then how to dial in like the targeting, the messaging, and get them launched. And then once we have that, once the ads are live, they're good to go. Then, so notice how that was all kind of like features, step-by-step chronological process of the customer journey, right? Here's where they pay me money. Here's what happens right after that. So then I would talk about the benefits, so that once we get the ads going, like after, within the first week or so, then you're going to start having inbound leads coming to you every single day. So qualified prospects, hyper targeted, who have a problem that we're calling out in our ads, that are coming to us, who see us as an authority, as an expert, who can solve the problem that they have. So you're going to be way more likely to get onto a call with you. You're never going to have to send a cold DM ever again in your entire life. I friggin' hate that. So I found a way to never have to do that. And if you hate that too, book in a call down below. Let's get cracking. Bring your credit card. Let's go. Like, I don't work with anyone who's kind of on the fence, only committed people who are actually ready and serious about scaling up their business. I don't work with total beginners either. So you need to have at least proof of concept for your offer, made some sales before, doing at least like, I don't know, 5 to 20K a month. You want to crank things up. So there you go. But let's get back into it. So features and then the benefits, right? Here's what the ads are going to do. And now once we've got all these people coming to us every single day, now we got to close them, right? So then you can either call this like sales, it can be like team building, or it could just be systems, right? Systems could be good. So that way it just can encompass everything. But essentially, like from there, now I've got tons of leads coming in, lots of opportunity at the top of the pipeline, right? Now we got to convert them. So we'll plug in an appointment setter, commission only. I've got a whole database inside my program where you can literally just see like 80 people that have applied to be a setter. And then you can just reach out to them, set up interviews, and it's super easy. They're already qualified, they're vetted, we're good to go, right? And then that way you don't have to spend any time in your DMs ever again. You literally just have to show up to calls, right? So we'll plug in an appointment setter, show you how to like find, hire them, train them, and then get them going, start booking a few calls every single day consistently like clockwork. And then from there, it's going to be a matter of scaling up the ads. Once we get like some good ads and we understand kind of the numbers and the KPIs behind them, then we know kind of what we're aiming for and what we're scaling. And then after that, like when you have too many calls in the calendar, maybe 4 or 5 a day, every single day, then we'll get a sales rep or a closer on board. And then from there, like dial in some automations and systems. So that way you can actually start to remove yourself from the business, from the operations, and do what you do best and what you actually love doing as well, which is probably not doing prospecting, messaging people in the DMs. It's probably either taking sales calls or coaching your clients or actually running a real business and hiring people like a CSM, like a client success manager, to also do that too for you. So that way you kind of remove yourself from the delivery. So that's kind of how I would explain it. And like I said, I did this a few days ago, had a record day and capped off with a record month as well. which is pretty cool. And I just kind of pulled this out, did this for all the calls, and they were all really good. So anyways, funny enough, like literally today, I showed my clients this concept on like a group coaching call. And then I'll just kind of show you right here, like literally it ended at 11. Alberto had to run for a call, and he was kind of been in like a bit of a sales slump. So he was on that, on the group call, broke down this process, and then boom, just closed at 2.5K. Kind of talking about how to explain that. And then, yeah, as we see, Matt, 5,500 so far. I'm recording this on April 3rd, by the way, just so you know. So 3 days into the month, 5,500 cash. So far, he started from zero like 2 months ago, which is really cool to see. And he had a record month last month. Alex, same thing, just like had a call right now, making sure that like, when I say, here's another thing too, when I say like positioning, messaging, stuff like that, that applies directly to your organic content too, because the more selling you do in your marketing, your content, the less selling you have to do on the sales call. It makes it so much easier. So that way, like you get less resistance, less objections, and more paid in fulls. And like, that's how you start to shift your prospects' beliefs too. And like, I'll save that kind of stuff for the, for inside the program. There's some next level ninja stuff. But as you can see, word for word in his content, he's speaking directly to the hearts of his prospects. Yeah, yesterday, April 2nd, Matt had a little 3K day. Niels got his first sales call for a new offer, and first paid in full as well. But like, you can literally see it. It's actually insane. Like every single day, literally every single day, there's client wins, signing clients. It's crazy, right? Matt just doubled since last month. So did 20 to 10 the month before. Pretty straightforward. Carlo did 24K. And he's only been running $5 a day. Oh, that's just for retargeting. But yeah, as you can see, like Christian's is VSLs, Franken, Alberto, same thing. Boom. So yeah, I won't bore you too much with that anymore. But essentially, at the end of the day, you want to map out like your client success timeline or your client journey, and explain it to your prospects in a way that's very simple, clear, easy to understand. Another thing I like doing too is showing like another visual representation. So that way it's just kind of like a horizontal chronological way of explaining it. However, what you can also do is you can come up with like diagrams like this, right? So if you haven't seen the video where I break this down, it's just the main one on my channel right now. By the time you're watching it could be different, but it's called how I went from 0 to 50K in 5 weeks with a brand new coaching offer. If you haven't watched it, check it out after this one. It's a banger, a breakdown step by step. But I've also shared this, like share my screen with prospects with this one and just kind of show them, okay, well, first of all, we're going to rip some ads, start getting some traffic. And then from here, we're going to start converting and warming up that traffic, and then getting them on calls, signing them up, and then getting them insane results, upselling them into a high level program eventually, once you kind of scale this thing to, I don't know, 80 to 100K a month with your kind of low ticket, like 3 to 5K offer, 3 to 10 maybe. And then getting results, cranking them back in, scaling up your ads, and then just rinse and repeat. It's just a cycle. So the visuals really help, because they really help like your prospects just like actually take what you are offering and just internalize it. Like just understand it. It really helps them understand it. Just kind of comprehend what the hell you're even going to be doing when you're working together. So much better, so much more clear. And that way, like if they have any questions, they can just ask about anything like this, right? You don't want to go too deep in the details too, because like then you just open up a can of worms and you're just kind of opening up like a door for objections. But what you do want to do is just show them, here's what we're going to be doing step by step, right? Like they're coming to you for a reason. You're the expert, you're the authority, and you know how to solve the problem. Well, hopefully you do, right? And if that's the case, then you know what to do, and you're going to show them, hey man, here's what we're going to be doing. And then every single time, every single like thing you explain to them, you relate it back to their problems. Like, so this is going to help solve this problem. This is going to help solve this problem. Here's how this is going to tie into the grand scheme of things too. To kind of like bring it all back down to earth, to show it like, here's what we're going to do and why you need this. And then they're going to be a lot more likely to pull the trigger and move forward with you because now they fully understand it. Now they're good to go. So that's it for this video, guys. If you thought this was helpful, let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate it. I literally read every single comment and I reply to them as well. If you got any questions, let me know. Yeah, check out the main video on my channel if you want to kind of get a bit more of a breakdown of the offer. I mean, I guess I kind of went over mine to some degree. I mean, this is a tiny component of it, but for a bigger breakdown, you can check out the main video on my channel right now. That'll kind of just break down the whole offer. And if you're actually serious about scaling up your business, you're an existing coach, you got proof of concept, you made some sales, you just need more people to sell to, book in a call down below or shoot me a message over on Instagram at Jeremy_Pogue. Let's help you start scaling today, start making a ton of money, and stop the organic grind. Stop wondering like, man, is this going to work? Fix the inconsistency and the unpredictability of that plagues most coaches. So anyways, I'm gonna leave you at that. Book in a call, you got some cash, you want to grow, you want to scale, I can help you. So we'll chat and see if it makes sense to work together. And other than that, see you in the next video.